Okay, welcome back to my channel. I'm washing the sheets, which is on my list of things to do today. So I'm doing good. Okay, so it was just a long weekend, so this is going to be my short work week, even though it's only 4 days instead of 5, but you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? So I have been really into reading lately. No longer in my reading slump. I probably just jinxed myself, knock on wood. So, okay. So for this vlog, I have a couple of books that, so I want to finish 2, make progress with 1, even though on my list I said, let's finish all 3, but let's be honest. So first and foremost, I am reading God Killer by Hannah Kaner, and this is to beat Trainer Beauty for my January TBR, where 2 of the Pokemon that I picked for Trainer Beauty, one was Clefairy, which was the theme of moon. There's a giant moon on this cover, so I'm reading this. I was trying to finish it last vlog over the long weekend, but I just didn't get to it. So I did get to page 93, so yeah, it's under 300 pages, just barely. So I have about 200 pages left, and I think I can easily do that within the next couple of days because I'm really into it. So doing some little tabby tabs. In my last vlog, I mentioned how there's a character in here that reminds me so much of Winry from Fullmetal Alchemist, and I just love to see it. So yeah, I have some predictions I'm not super sure of, but yeah. So we have a secret heir, we have a god killer, and we have like the guy who's like best friends with the king. So yeah, 93 pages, and I'm really into it. So it's a little slower than I usually like or prefer, but I'm not hating it. I'm actually really enjoying it. Yeah, I don't know. We have a really great character, and I just kind of love her. She's snappy little attitude of a god killer. So in this world, gods are forbidden. There was like this big old war and stuff, and now she goes out and kills gods. So she's really tested when she meets a little girl, or not super little, but a smaller girl, and she has a god that's like attached to her being. So if she kills the god, she kills the girl, and she's like, well, crap. And then I'm at the part where all their stories, because we get 3 different point of views from all the people I said were kind of in here, they're all coming together, I think, in this chapter, because they're all finally in the same location. So it's gonna be really exciting to see how all 3 storylines kind of like flow together. I'm really there for it. And then the other book I really want to finish is going to be, I think, relatively easy, but that is Geisha A Life by Mineko Iwasaki. This is the story of the geisha who kind of inspired Memories of a Geisha, but like her true life, not like put into a movie and dramatized, her actual life. So I'm really excited to kind of see where the differences are. So yeah. So in this vlog, I want to finish these 2 books, but I also want to make progress, not necessarily finish, if I finish it, great, of The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and I'm currently on page 62. So finish 2, make progress with 1. If I finish all 3, great. If I don't, also fine. So realistic expectations, but there is that. My plans for this week. What is this hair doing? Don't know, don't care. So I just filmed a video and it is me explaining my currently reading series spreadsheet and how I keep track of it. And I know in a lot of my videos I mentioned my basket for my oldest series that I haven't like made progress on. I have some on that spreadsheet where I haven't made any progress in reading the series or the next book in the series since like 2021 and 2022. So I have a special basket dedicated to the oldest 5 on that list, and that's ever changing. Whenever I read one that's on the oldest 5, I replace that with the next one kind of in line, the next oldest one. And so I went over that. So that video is going to be out before this one. So yeah, check that out. I'll link it down below. But I made progress on the 2 books that I'm reading. So I started Geisha A Life by Mineko Iwasaki, and I got to page 25, which is chapter 3. And this starts at like the very beginning of her life. And you know, so her time before she joined the Iwasaki Okiya, and yeah, so she was saying that she remembered things from when she was like 3-4 years old, and I can't remember anything from when I was 3. Is that normal? I'm not sure. But you know, I know there's so much that's going to be kind of talked about in this book. There's pictures I haven't gotten to yet and stuff like that, so I'm really excited to keep going on with this. But I really like the writing, so I think that has to do with the translation by Randy Brown. And I was reading that Randy Brown, where was I reading that? Oh yeah, on the back, is a renowned Japanese to English translator, is the founder of East-West Communications, as well as a founding board member of Tricycle, the Buddhist Review. So, but I really like translation. Sometimes Japanese to English, the translation can be a little weird, but it's really well written. So I'm really bad at finishing nonfiction in a reasonable amount of time. So this vlog is also to keep me accountable for finishing this book before the end of the month. So that's kind of where I am with this guy. And then I made a lot of progress with God Killer last night. I read about 100 pages, so I'm currently on page 197, and the total page count for this bad boy is 290, so 90 pages to go, right? Yeah, okay, math is hard. So I have less than 100 pages to go. I'll probably finish this today/tonight because I am really into it and I'm having all the feelings. So there was a surprisingly heartbreaking chapter where I was just like, oh my gosh, it was kind of breaking my heart. And I wasn't expecting to be that emotional while I was reading this particular scene, but I guess I got emotionally attached to not only the character or characters involved, but also their relationship with each other. I was like, okay. Also, there is the very like hard, rough character, and she's starting to show feelings, and I'm very proud of her. But otherwise, you know, I'm really liking the different feelings and aspects of this book where I'm like, okay, I'm heartbroken. I have this one where I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so funny. So yes, I have 100 pages to go and I'm going to be finishing this, but it is just a really well-written book, and I am still so curious. Like there's 100 pages left, or less than 100 pages left, and still so much where I'm like, what is going on? How could Hannah Kaner possibly bring this all together? I know there's going to be, or is another book. Is there? What is? Let's see. Book 2. Is it out yet? God Killer by Hannah. Yes. February 15th? Is that right? I am so excited. Is this true? It looks like it may be a duology. Book 2 is called Sunbringer, and it looks like the release date, oh, and here it says March 12th. Anyways, this year, within the next couple of months, is book 2, so I don't have long to wait. So this may be on my March TBR, or book 2, Sunbringer, so I'm excited. I know this is gonna have a huge cliffhanger, and I'm glad I don't have long to wait before the next book. So, yes. But yeah, that's my update. I did also listen to the audiobook of Electric Idol by Katie Roberts. I don't have it in front of me. I don't know if there's an S or not. I don't remember off the top of my head. But I was listening to that while playing my game last night, and I think I got to 20% or 23-ish% in the audiobook, and I'm really liking that so far. And yes, so I forgot how much I really like the characters in the series from book 1, so I'm really glad that I kind of re-entered it. I've been like getting the audiobook on Libby again and again and just have never really gotten to actually pushing the button to start the audiobook, so I'm glad I did that. And I'm trying to make it a regular thing that when I'm playing my game, I'm also listening to an audiobook so I can get some books read. So that's kind of where I am on there. But otherwise, that is my update, and I made progress yesterday with both of these and hope to make a little bit more progress with both of them today/tonight, including maybe hopefully finishing God Killer. So, and I will check in again when I have something significant to say. Okay, goodbye. Hello! Okay, so last night I finished God Killer, 5 out of 5 stars, easily. Okay, so because Jade made me read this, not made me, low-key guilt tripped me. I was messaging her yesterday about how much I loved these characters. So, you know, I was sending her screenshots of my like highlights and little annotations and how cute they were being. And I was like, I could literally cry. So this is a high fantasy, kind of dark in the aspect that it's kind of brutal. So, yeah. So we have a character who is a soft marshmallow sweetie pie. That's what I called him. And they are smitten with our rough edge, closed off character. And I was just like, yes. So, I also, you know, the side characters are also really well developed in this book and you just gotta appreciate it. So let's just appreciate this book for what it is. And yeah, so that's kind of here. I love I think I stated that I love the diversity in this book. It was absolutely fantastic. I absolutely loved it. I'm filming on my iPad for like the first time ever. Why? Because I needed to read those messages off my phone. But yes, so I don't remember what I was just saying, but this book was so good and I can't wait for book 2, which I think I told you guys comes out in like a month or two. So yeah. I don't even know what else to say about this book besides the fact, oh yes, diversity. The diversity in this book is absolutely fantastic. I feel like there's representation for so many different people and it's all done so well that another thing, just appreciate this book. So if you haven't read this, I highly recommend it. And yes, so another shout out to Jade. I will link her channel down below. She is an aspiring author and also a booktuber. So check her out. She knows good recommendations, let me tell you. But anyways, here we are. I made it more in Geisha Alive, and so I know there was just like a couple chapters within Memoirs of a Geisha where the author took inspiration from Mineko's life, and which is all good, but then over dramatized a lot of it. And then, but I could see some of the inspiration came in. So I really liked, you know, seeing the different, you know, what came from where and how it was used and stuff like that. But the book Memoirs of a Geisha and the movie was so over dramatized. I'm not even a quarter of the way through Geisha Alive, but for now, especially the beginning, yeah, way over dramatized. But you know, it's something that's based on a true story or a real person, not necessarily their story, just based off of. So, you know, I can kind of see that like artistic freedom that they took and stuff like that. But yeah, it's really interesting to see kind of the actual true life kind of story and how, you know, that was inspiration for what came to be later. So still really enjoying it. I'm still really enjoying the translators translations and stuff like that. It's a really easy book to read, and just, you know, I'm reading about the life of one of the, you know, biggest, most successful geisha in history. So that's really cool. But yeah, that's where I am right now. It's Friday and I'll probably listen to more of my audiobook, and more of my audiobooks came in. Of course, Libby is famous for giving you all the audiobooks at once, or all the books that you put on hold at once. Like you put like 4 or 5 books on it. It's like 6-week wait. And then like the next day it's like, here are all 6 books. Thank you. I guess. But so I put in the hold for A Touch of Malice by Scarlett St. Clair. That is book 2 to that series, and that is like dark retelling. I'm currently listening to Electric Idol still, and then my audiobook loan came back in of Percy Jackson, so I'm 57% of the way through of that. So I mean, I'll probably be playing a lot of video games this weekend, so I may even like get through like all of these, but we'll see. I do play my video games for like hours on end, so it's really easy to kind of just listen to my audiobooks while I'm playing my games, because most most of them are like farming simulators, my Grow, Song of the Evertree game, my Disney Dreamlight Valley. They're all like really calm and like easy to just like turn the sound off and like listen to an audiobook and stuff like that. So last check-in, I think I told you that I finished God Killer, and I did. And I wanted to finish Geisha A Life. I did not finish, but I did make quite a bit of progress. So I'm on page 93, about 30% through the book. And I'm really liking it so far. And yeah, I am really excited for the rest of the book, because the beginning of the book is like ages like 3 through 6, which that's impressive. I don't remember anything from when I was that young, so kudos. But she also has much more of a lot of things just happen in her life, like huge things, and I was living just a very normal childhood. So maybe that's it. But yeah, I'm really liking the writing. I'm really liking the story. Every once in a while there's pictures, which I love. And yeah, so here it is. Okay, hi. Last night I finished Geisha A Life by Mineko Iwasaki, and it was good. It was really good. I would have liked we got a lot of her like younger life, and I would have liked a little bit more of her like late 20s life, but it was good. It was really good, and I think she was like ahead of her time. She, especially for like a Japanese woman, she was outspoken and she wanted change. And yeah, she was an idol. But then I did a little bit more research about, why she filed a lawsuit against the author of Memoirs of a Geisha. So that was really interesting, and I got to learn a little bit more about that. And then I did a little bit more research on the differences between the two. And, I think the biggest one that I think it was really disrespectful that the author kind of took artistic liberties on was the whole thought of a Mizuage, which in the movie Memoirs of a Geisha, who, this is one of the geisha it was based off of, in the movie they sell the virginity of the geisha, and that is something that is kind of like the high-class prostitution back in the day, and not the actual geisha of like Gyankobu. And I really think it was disrespectful to kind of mix the two for, the drama effect, because of just the kind of life that geisha live. They're very closed off, and they are very highly respected, and there's like a whole like cultural significance with them, and kind of deciding to combine facts about the geisha with the facts about prostitutes and kind of mix them together, I think is really disrespectful of the profession of geisha itself. So yeah, there's that. But that means that I successfully completed my official January Pokemon TBR. I don't remember the last time I finished a TBR. Who am I? But I did start a new audiobook yesterday called like Surviving Your Murder or something like that. It's like a YA mystery thriller. It's okay. And I think I don't remember how far I am, like 40% now. But then I have 3 more days to January, and I do have like a backup book that I need to finish. I need to finish A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. So I want to spend the next 3 days like going through, it's actually a pretty big book, but I want to spend the next 3 days really getting through this book and then finishing that audiobook that I just started yesterday to start February off completely fresh, because my February TBR is a hefty TBR. I don't know what I'm doing to myself, but I've been on a roll lately and I'm just trying to go with it. But yes, so I do want to start off fresh. So the next 3 days I am going to be reading this, but I am ending this vlog here because I want to focus on what I need to focus on without trying to focus on filming and stuff like that. And I do need to do a lot of editing. I have like 2 vlogs now. I have a lot to do. But anyways, that's not the point. I just have other things to do besides filming. So yeah, that is it. That is where we are. I hope you liked this vlog. Please like, comment, subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.